right, ladies and gentlemen and programmers, we're going to do lesson 3, part 5. We're going to add some lobsters, the mortal enemy of the crabs, just in the same way that the worms hate crabs, the crabs hate the lobsters because the lobsters are out to get the crabs in nature. All right, so add a new class to your scenario. The class should be a subclass of animal called lobster. Remember, classes always start with a capital L. Methods start with lowercase. And what are you going to expect that they do? Try to do this on your own. I'm going to show you, but definitely try to hit pause on this video. Try to do this on your own before I show you. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. So you're going to come up here to the animal class. You're going to right click and you're going to say new sub, where there it is, new subclass. Okay, and we're going to call it cat lobster. Okay, and you're going to pick the lobster image and click OK. All right, and then the question is, what do you expect that the lobster will do? Well, lobster's not going to do anything because we haven't asked it to do anything yet. There's no code in his act method. All right, so now we're going to copy. Now do this. Okay, so try to do this. All right, so try to do this on your own. Again, try to do this on your own to see what it does. I want to see if you can figure this out without my help, and then you can come back. Oh, that's not what we want. See what we can do here. What happened to it? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the crab, and we're going to start off by copying his act method. Okay, so we're going to copy, actually, let's copy the whole thing here, public void act, from there to there, right? We want to leave, so we're going to go, yeah, there. So we're going to go control copy, and then we're going to open up the lobster. And okay, so we already have an act method, so we don't want to have two act methods. So we're going to select from there to there, curly brace, and then press Control V. Okay, now he's going to be upset because he doesn't know how to turn at edge, turn random, or look for worm. Okay, so we're going to have to come back to our crab, and we're going to have to grab all these methods that we made or borrowed. Now we don't go down to here. We have to respect the curly braces. Okay, and then we're going to go Control Copy, go to the lobster. In the same way, we have to respect the curly braces. So start the act method, end the act method, hit Enter, Enter. Okay, and then right there is where we're going to paste those. Okay, all right. So now the next thing it says is, So now the next thing it says is change the lobster code so that it looks for crabs rather than worms. Okay, so let's take a peek at that and see what that's going to look like. See if you can do it yourself first before you watch me do it. So hit pause on this video. Okay, but what we're going to do is for look for worm, we're going to say look for crab. Okay, and then down here we're going to change this to look for crab. Okay, so now here, same thing, we're going to change this to look for crab and eat capital crab. All right, now okay, so now let's see what happens here. So we're going to go to the project. We're going to place some worms. I'm not going to do exactly what they said, but let's just see if it works. Okay, so the idea is the crabs eat the worms, the lobster eats the crab. Okay, all right, so now I want you guys to save a copy of your crab world, okay? So we want to, basically the idea is make a backup copy. So come over to your project, it's automatically saved, and so what we're going to go do is go scenario, save as, and we're going to call this little crab with lobsters. Okay, and then we're going to save a new one, scenario, save as, and we're going to say little crab with lobster, and then we're going to say keyboard control. I spelled it funny, but that's okay. All right, and from now on, we're going to work on the. It's nice to have backup copies in case something breaks, and then the next thing we're going to do is keyboard control. All right, so here's what you should have so far: comments, crabs that turn when they hit the wall, a crab turns randomly, crabs eat worms, threaded code, lobsters eat crab. So that's what we should have so far. Here's a quiz. Don't do this until I'm doing a live spiel. I'll ask for this live when I'm quizzing everybody. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let me show you what we should have so far. So we should have threaded coding. So our act method is a series of method calls. You should have comments on every method with your name in it. All right. So whenever you make this method, you have to add your name. Okay. So add your name everywhere. Does it say that in the spiel? Let's go back to the spiel. I'll make sure it says that. Comments. I'm going to change that to say comments with your name. Okay. Make sure you have comments with your name. And let's go back. Okay, so all the comments have your name. So the crab, if we go to the project, so the crab turns right and left randomly. So you can see he sometimes turns right, turns left. He bounces off the wall. The crab will eat the worms, and then the lobsters have the same motion as the crab. And if he touches the crab, they'll eat the crab. So that's what you should have. All right, thanks, guys.